You're watching WRKM Channel 22, number one in the region. Hey, what's happening? The following broadcast is for mature audiences. So if you're a child watching this, you shouldn't be. And if you're a parent letting your child watch this, you failed. Because this is not the kind of content they should be watching. At all. But here we are. But if you're a kid and your parent's not there, like and subscribe. I can't stop you from watching. I wish you wouldn't, because it makes me liable for you. So don't tell people you watch, but tell your friends you watch. I don't know. Help me, is what I'm saying. Help me grow this show by telling your friends about me, but not telling your parents about me. See, that sounds creepy. I don't want it to be creepy. It's creepy. What are we talking about today? Creeps. We're talking about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears being creeps. Hollywood creeps. I'm so shocked. Look at my face. Listen to my voice. So utterly shocked. We're also talking about some American side hustles, some brand new scams that we're really interested in. Really excited to get into that because, as we always say, America is a gangster's paradise. Maybe it's about to become the scammer's paradise. Great times. Listen, you're more than likely watching this in the evening if the algorithm's doing its job correctly. So let's have the conversations we can have when the sun is up. Good evening. I'm Ron Martinez, and this will end in darkness. Episode 50. Many people would have celebrations for an episode 50. One would make the case we should have had an episode 50 celebration. But we don't celebrate things here, I've noticed. My birthday was a rare one. We did an episode on my birthday. It was fine. Wasn't weird in any way. Not weird. We don't celebrate anything here because there's always a collapse happening. And when you're cognizant, is that the word cognizant? Is that the word cognizant of a constant societal collapse? It makes enjoying things a tad bit difficult. The same way listening to headphones while doing this is a tad bit difficult. Because you never know how loud you are. Truly. I'm Puerto Rican. I could be going way loud on people. There are probably people at home going, this is too loud. There's probably people going, this is too low. Those being the Puerto Ricans. You win some, you lose some. That's my new song. I'm a recording artist now. You're probably wondering where I've been for the past few weeks. An impromptu summer vacation / depression? No, good things happened. This past month. Just a lot of good things back to back that really needed my attention and my time. But I'm back here and we're ready to get rolling on episode 50. Hopefully 50 more new episodes will happen. Hopefully. We've been thinking about doing some best ofs. Maybe we'll throw those up. Things you haven't seen from the original episodes or the quote unquote missing 30. The ones we are not allowed to have up right now. But maybe someday. You never know. Things haven't changed in the month we've been gone. There's still pedophilia out there. Death taxes pedophilia. That will be out there. This time it's a little different. It's a little odd. Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish find themselves in a bit of a quandary. Is that the right word? I don't think so. I think I heard it once in a movie and they probably misused it. Who knows? It was a British character. It shouldn't even try and talk like the British. We're American. We fought them for a reason. I'm a sellout. I'm always waiting to sell out. Is China here yet? Have they decided to buy this podcast? They should. I'll work for anything. That's probably not something you want to say on WRKM, a really pro-American network. But hey, I have been called a communist several times, though I don't believe in any of it. Just simply, I just know where my bread is buttered, and it's certainly not here in America. I am ready to be invaded by another country. Who knows? Maybe it'll get a little bit better. Maybe Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears will express better judgment in making sketches. They're a bit in trouble because they hired 2 young children to recreate sexual scenarios with Aries Spears, which that's a crime in and of itself. Having to do anything sexual with Aries Spears is a crime. Now, I'm not one to shame someone about their physical appearance. I might have done that an episode or 2 ago, but that's not me, I think. But it is Aries Spears. And Aries Spears himself admits, because he's a comedian, he probably gets more women than he should. So I'm not saying anything he doesn't already know. I also don't know if he pays people to do sexual things with him. Maybe he does. I never thought Tiffany Haddish would need to. But then again, consider this. Both of them were trying a new joke, I guess, or a new thing to make jokes about. There are pedophilia jokes out there, but you have to have a really good pedophilia joke in order for it to work. The point of this was to see through the eyes of the pedophile, and I don't know how funny that is. Then again, who's really seen the sketch? Not many people. I've heard people who have seen it, and they just won't describe it to you, which I find to be weird. Because I really want to know what the punchline is. If the punchline is the kid is molesting the man, now I'm not saying it's a good punchline, but it's an interesting twist. There was a short film that kind of dealt with this called The Strange Things About the Johnsons. Ari Aster made it. And I don't want to give away that movie. You should watch it. You shouldn't. I'm not saying you shouldn't because it's a bad movie. It's just a very traumatizing movie. The same kind of thing with this Aries Spears Tiffany Haddish sketch. I don't think anyone probably should see it. I don't know if I want to see it. Feels like a snuff film kind of thing to look at. Here are these young kids with hopes of dreams and fame. People want, these young kids just really want, to be the next Nickelodeon kid. Who didn't want to be on Nickelodeon back in the day? I did. I thought I could have made on all that. I felt they needed a Puerto Rican on there who could be, streetwise. I would have fit in totally, I think. Missed opportunities. I never really went for it. There were probably ways to get on that show. Great regret in my life. I don't think I would have made a pedophilia sketch while there, though. And considering the kind of jokes I was into as a kid, I don't know if I could have been on all that, actually. But Tiffany Haddish thought she can get away with certain jokes. Pedophilia sketch. Bizarre move. Now these kids are suing Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish because that's what you do now. It's the smart move. It's been a few years. It took a long time for the climate to change, for us to have a quote-unquote Hollywood reckoning. Now's the best time to do it. But this will end in darkness without a tad bit of conspiracy. Am I the only one that notices that Aries Spears says some disparaging things about Lizzo, and now this comes out? Is Lizzo part of the Illuminati? Is she part of the group that has all the info? Does she have Mossad agents working going, hey, we got stuff. We know stuff about Aries Spears. We can drop this right now. I don't put it past Lizzo. You can't put many things past Lizzo, to be honest with you. Once again, I'm fat. I can say that. And I'm not saying it to be mean. It's just an easy joke. And sometimes, Liz, you got to go for the cheap pops. The cheap pops, or we'll get the crowd going. But maybe Lizzo did set up Aries Spears. Could happen. Could happen. And these kids are now looking for their piece of the old American dream. I don't blame them. Get rich how you can, when you can. And even if Lizzo does figure out a way to ruin Aries Spears' career by being part of a secret group of Illuminati members that happen to have this information, take the deal, kid. Take the deal. Now, is there shame in being the kid molested by Aries Spears? Yes, there is. There is. Because the molestation is not enough. Like, listen, I know people who molest as children, and that is a lifelong trauma. But I think it's a little bit worse when it's Aries Spears that does it to you. I wonder, did he do his Cosby impression while he did? Because his Cosby impression is really good. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all this is allegedly. Because remember, this is all allegedly now. I don't have any evidence this happened. I'm just talking shit. That's what we should do. Have like a hashtag on the bottom left that says allegedly. And if you do want to complain that I'm not being fair to Mr. Aries Spears, check us out on Instagram. This will end in darkness. Bam. Comments. You can do that. You can comment on this video right here on YouTube. You know, you can find Twitter, TWEID show. Find us on Facebook. We're available places that you can reach out to us and voice your discontent with the show. I'm not always happy with it either. I voice my content to WRKM Programming Committee. They don't listen, but I'll listen to you. I actually want you to continue to listen. You know, we have a lot of great fans from different places. I think I want to just pull that up. Not to be all humble braggy about it, but this is a little bit insane that we have finally gone international. We are now international. And what I want to do is every week, I want to feature the town that's listening to our podcast. Like Hesse, Germany is listening to this podcast. And I want to find out everything about it and give them a proper shout out. So look forward to future episodes and see if your country makes the list. If your town makes the list, if you're a town in America, we'll shout you out. A county, spread this virus. Oh, and that's too Opie and Anthony. I don't like that. Spread this darkness. See, this is why I'm an idiot. Because that was right there. A better host would know that. I'm what you get. I'm free. What do you want me to do? But those kids are now trying to get their money for their trauma, and I support it. And we always support people getting money however you can get it. There's another story of some American side hustles going on. And I'm proud to say I live in this time in America where there's such elaborate, good cons going on. Cons that I had only wished I figured out as a child. You have to realize I am a child who was born in the project, so there weren't many cons available to me. Ocean's 11 seemed like a fantasy. Wait, you can run those high-level cons? Yes, you can. Very few cons were open to me, and I think it was really because of technology. If technology was around more when I was younger, I could have got away with some great cons. I could have robbed a good bunch of people. I had to make money the more traditional ways. But with technology, whoo boy, I could have been dangerous because I'm cute. So that's the thing about it. I don't bring this up a lot. I think I'm ugly most days, but I'm kind of adorable. I have an adorable thing going. You know? I'm so sweet. I'm Sweetie McMuffins, remember? So sweetie that I think I could have conned some people back in the day. I have like the dog, like the puppy eyes. You know that? I have that. You know? And I'm really good at using my voice to do things. You know, I talk primarily for a half living or a part-time living. Is that a 25% living? I don't fucking know. Well, fuck you, Bobby. Like I don't like these signs. Like, why can't you just talk like a normal fucking person? That's just fucking weird. I'm done figuring you out. But you know, I could have been a great con artist. You couldn't have. You're atrocious looking. I could have. You know, like take the beard away. I'm a very sweet looking person. So, but I'm happy to see today's youth is stepping it up. They're doing things I could have only imagined. 2 boys have scammed an Upper East Side white lady. And let me tell you, scamming white ladies, we appreciate that here. Now that some would say, hey, that's a little fucked up. But it's funny, really. When white ladies get scammed, they get all huffy and puffy. It's kind of cute. I like it. Let's check it out. New York Post headline: Lost children scam woman via Venmo out of $1,000. This is what I'm talking about. This is how you get your money in America now. Stop waiting on the government. Don't try to go to school. Drop out of school. Yes, I am advocating for no longer going to school. Why lead a real life when you can scam people like this? When I tell you to scam, it's probably one of the greatest scams ever. One of my favorites. Laura Grasso is the mark. And let's see what we got here. Upper East Side woman was scammed of $1,000 by 2 angel-faced kids who looked no older than 10. You gotta get them started early. With this economy, get them working. Get them working as soon as possible. She had the audacity to curse in the New York Post. These thieves are getting fucking savvy. Whoa. That's the kind of white woman rage I like. So what these kids essentially did was they told her, hey, we're lost and we got to call our mom. So they took her phone, which she offered willingly. She felt bad for them. She said, all right, call your mom. They went to her Venmo account and transferred $1,000 from her bank account into another account called BLM 201. And then, gave her back her phone and pretended that they were going to meet their mom somewhere, and bam. Moments later, she finds out she's out of $1,000. And she's donated to BLM. Maybe that's what really pissed her off. Like, because here's the thing, like on Venmo, there's like a feed, so your friends can see who you're giving money to. So maybe she was one of those, like, I don't want to give no money to BLM. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't really want to support black people. So maybe that's why she's really upset. I'm not, listen, that's allegedly. I'm just throwing out theories, just having a little fun. But really, like, I don't know. My first instinct is, well, if I'm going to get robbed, why not get robbed for social justice? That's the way I see it. These 2 young entrepreneurs figured something out. Working nonprofit sucks. It's terrible. It's one of the worst things you could possibly do. Spiritually, it's probably really lovely work. Financially, it's fucking terrible. So in their mind, it's like, hey, we're 2 young black kids. You know what I mean? Our life does in fact matter. And you're a white woman. Give us $1,000. They couldn't ask her for it. She wasn't going to donate that money. She at most would have gave them 20. So, I mean, yes. Is it thievery? Ethically, yes. But that's just, to be honest, that's creative entrepreneurship. Other companies get away with far worse throughout, the American timeline. I think And you know what? Listen, like, not to victim blame, but who does that? Like, who gives up their phone willingly? I've never given up my phone to anybody who wants to make a phone call. Even people I know, I don't do it. I don't do it. It's my phone. It's my phone. See, that's the thing about guys on our phone. We have so much to hide. And it's not even what women think, like other women and stuff like that. No. There's group chats. There's memes. There's tabs you save for later. Our phone is literally our minds. I don't think women have that. They have apps to buy things. You see, we're fat shaming, we're throwing out sexist jokes, but we don't really mean them because this is what having fun is. This is just being dumb. You see? You see what we're doing here? Damn, we're like working on so many levels you don't even see it. But like, hold on. Like, these kids, they know how hard it is. You know? They know how hard it is. And she's just so dumb to give away her phone to, like, listen, I don't trust children. I don't trust children at all. Kids are mischievous. They've always got a scam going on, trying to get you to buy them things. Buy me this candy, buy me this shirt. You don't need that shirt. Where are you going? You're hanging out with me for the afternoon. You might wear that shirt later. That's fucking horse shit. You're trying to fucking plan for future outings without me. This is what happens when you have younger cousins. You figure out the scams. You know? My little cousin asks for my phone? Fuck no. I'm punching that kid right in the face. 8-year-old down. Pap. Don't ever ask me for my fucking phone. People would say that's abusive. We all got beat back in the day and we all turned out semi-decent. Some of my favorite people were beaten by their parents. And they're fine, I think. I only see a lot of my friends once a month, so maybe in between again, get up to things they probably shouldn't. But they're certainly not scamming anyone using their own phone, which, once again, are the kids not showing some kind of intelligence there? Should we not be rewarding them for that level of scam? I'm impressed. I think it's great. I hope they continue to do it. I want them to continue to do it. And granted, it may not be going to the real BLM, but I'm going to tell you this. Those kids got more money than any of the other BLM supporting advocacy ever got. There's always people talking about how BLM's money never went to the place it should have gone to. At least they're going straight to the source. My life matters. White person pay for it. As a Puerto Rican, I support it. Puerto Ricans, we love financial scams. It's how some of us evade child support so well. Are we wrong? Is America not a crime palace where you got to get yours? Have we not established that in this program several times? I think we have. Whether you're suing Aries Spears, whether you're scamming white women using Venmo, you're an American hero. Now, the police did kind of shrug her off. So, here she was, now living the black experience. They victim blamed her. Is my laptop fan going on? It is. Let's close that baby for a little bit. Still going. Frightening. But now she's living the black experience. The cops don't believe you. The cops don't care about what you're saying. Well, you gave them your phone. So you technically caused your own crime. Now some would say because she's a white woman, she's just going through the women's experience, which is fair. But that negates my point. And I don't want to negate my own point, now do I? But I'm going to do it now, just so those of you at home know I already thought about it. It's already done. You see that? I do that on the fly. 50 episodes. Love me. Anyway. But hey, you know, this is no different than any other side hustle. You know, at least this woman can now feel better that her money went somewhere important. Think about the people who give their money to Gary Vee. Where's that going? Simon Simic, whatever his fucking name, Simon Simic, him too. Have you bought a Jordan Peterson book lately? I have. The first one was really good. He just has to stop doing podcasts. Because that's when the dumb stuff starts to come out sometimes. You've given your money to charlatans. You've paid your taxes, losers. So, let a young kid scam you from time to time. Get scammed sometimes. I think the most American thing you can do is getting scammed. You know, and like willingly getting scammed. Because you already do it kind of every day when you pay taxes. You know what I mean? When you pay the wild inflation rate, you're already getting scammed. So why not get surprised by a scam? Why not let a scam happen to you, you know, and you're surprised by how good they are, you know? Like if I'm Terry Benedict in Ocean's 11, am I upset? Yeah. But I am impressed. Get scammed. That's my advice for the week. You should go out there and get scammed. These kids, these two young gentlemen under 10 years old, God, they're good. It's such a simple scam too. Like it's the best scams work primarily on the most basic of emotions. You cannot make a scam overly complicated because that's how you get caught, or you get caught early. If you can make a scam as simple as possible, you're good, because the get out kind of break, and most people don't get caught for that. You're like, oh, like when you're really scamming and it's just like a quick and go, you can do a few, because apparently they've done a few already. So, you know, they're rocking and rolling. And but they're under 10 years old, $1,000 goes a long way for them. It's a lot of Pokemon cards. Magic the Gathering, if you're into that. You know, that's a few PlayStation games they can get. So technically they're robbing to stay out of trouble so they can stay inside. You see what's going on here? This is bigger. Our economy makes this different. We have to start accepting the scammers now. We have to accept that people are now going to scam. And I'm totally fine with it. We are trying to scam. Hell yeah. If we can get enough of you to pay $1 a month, that's a good chunk of change. Let us know in the comments if you would. At most, we're getting $10. Just telling you now. I know you have dreams of a Patreon, Bobby, but I'm telling you, $10. 50 episodes in. You know, with a better producer, with the Wonderkin, I would be much farther along at this point. I would. You're a failure, and you're the reason why this is all falling apart. It's you, not me. Silencio. But that's the thing. You know, our founding fathers were scammers. The British Navy was made of scammers. Australia is a country of scammers. Criminals. Shit, we gotta stop shitting on Australia. I think we have at least one fan out there. One. Uno. Fano. See, I don't know Spanish. So it's a little interesting that I find myself being so rah Puerto Rican sometimes when zero Spanish comes out this mouth. But if you really think about it, right? If the Spaniards colonized my island, I shouldn't speak Spanish, because that's the colonizer language, right? Find me the old Taino language and we goody. Challenge the people of the island. We are not making friends this episode. Last episode, I would like to point out, was our highest rated episode. A lot of people have just joined us for the first time. I hope this episode's a good follow-up for you. This is kind of what we do. We're optimistic nihilists at best. And, you know, we're happy you jumped aboard. It was crazy, the numbers we did because of the Britney. I believe it was the Britney Griner stuff. Because the truth of the fact is, you know, we on this show assign value very easily. You know, whether it's your assassination value, whether it's your prisoner trade value, we think everything has a value. And recently, another value question has come up, and I want to address it here on the show. And the headline is this, and I'll have to read a bit of the article because I didn't dig too much into this because I really kind of wanted to flow on this particular topic. A Washington man meeting up with a woman from a dating app was held hostage and robbed at gunpoint. When the victim met his date Saturday, she and a man forced him to take off his clothes and demanded a $6,000 transfer to them. And apparently they stripped him naked and they threatened to release his naked photos if he didn't transfer $6,000. Now we have to ask the question, what do nudes cost? Like, what is their value to you as an individual person? Now, $6,000 is a hefty fine to pay for some nudes. If you're a beautiful looking person, I don't think you pay for it. I don't think you pay the $6,000. I think if you're an ugly person and ashamed of your body, you're willing to pay a bunch because of all the jokes you'll get on the internet. And it made me think, what was my nude value? And to be honest with you, I got, $6,000 is a really hefty fucking thing to pay, and I'm not saying I got a lot to be proud of with my body. I would just hope that the nude was semi-flattering to my junk area. At least wait till, I'm rocking one to do it. So at least I have some dignity in defeat. Because the belly doesn't help anything. The chest isn't anything to gawk at. I kind of look like a hobbit, but I do have a nice ass though. And I kind of wouldn't mind people knowing it because I'm really proud of it. For a dude to have a nice ass, like naturally, like I walk everywhere, so I get the buns of steel, but not every guy has a nice ass like I do. So I would kind of be into that aspect of it. And I do have a nice looking back. I've always been complimented on my back, so from behind, I'm good. I'm confident in my butt and my back. The belly and man titties, that's going to be a problem for me. But I don't know if it's a $6,000 problem. For this man, let's see. The pair then demanded the man unlock his cell phone and transfer $6,000 to their account using an app, but the transaction was flagged as fraudulent and failed to go through. The couple forced the victim to try several transactions via various apps, going as far as to pose the victim over the phone to unlock the phone. Oh, so they had him tied up. Interesting. The victim was finally released after 3 hours, but the couple threatened that if he told anyone what happened, they'd release his nudes to everyone in his contact list. Still, the victim reported the incident and deputies worked with him to identify the suspects using social media apps and other means. The next day, deputies arrived at the same apartment on a domestic assault charge. Oh, snaps. When they arrived, they recognized the male suspect from the date turned robbery. Oh, damn. So they fucked themselves. See, this is not good scamming. Deputies were able to place the suspect in handcuffs, according to authorities who said that once he was in a patrol car, he was not cooperative. He moved handcuffs to the front of his body, broke the car's interior door panel in an attempt to escape, broke the top of the seatbelt fastener. That's going to cost a bit to replace. The man, 22, was charged with robbery, kidnapping, extortion, unlawful possession of a firearm, and malicious mischief, all in the first degree. His bail was set for $125K. So you risked it for $6K. You now got to deal with $125. Female suspect arrested for $50,000, bail set. That is interesting. But how desperate was this guy on the dating app? See, this is the problem. I need to see the woman. They don't have a picture of the woman here because that's a key thing into it. If she is going around Tinder and all that, getting these guys who will give her $6,000 for a non-release of their nudes, then she's got to be something special for them to get nude in the first place. Like, she's got to have something. She's got to be banging. The dude, I don't think he has to be. If you looked at the movie Casino enough times, you'll see that a woman like Sharon Stone could be dealing with a guy like Ed Wood. Is it Ed Wood? James Woods. Oh my God. Today's a bad day for references. James Wood. And he's ugly as fuck, no offense. What is it with pretty women and getting these ugly ass men? I often think that when I get Dominican couples, because a Dominican dude who's like fucking fugly as shit will have like a 10. And you realize it's because money goes a long way in Dominican Republic. So he's probably got like 2 mansions and a full army of security to protect it. So it kind of balances out. But the truth is, was this guy's nudes worth $6,000? Probably not. But to him it was. The idea of being revealed in his ugly naked body was so horrifying for him. He was like, fuck it. $6,000, I'm willing to put it on the line. And luckily they didn't get his $6,000. But they don't even show a picture of him either. Maybe the cops were like, you know what? Fuck the nudes, even the face. You don't even got to pay us. We'll hide that too. But what's your nude value? What's your blackmail value in terms of nudes? Because blackmail value is something that's a deeper conversation. What does the truth mean to you? What does being exposed mean to you? You know, things that you hide in secret, things that are intimate or personal, that has a value, you know? And I wonder what that value is for people. For me, I don't know what that value is. It depends on the thing, you know. I always tell people, you know, a man with nothing to lose, he's dangerous. But a man with something to lose is far more dangerous. Because nothing to lose means that guy has accepted death already. The guy who has something to lose has not accepted death yet. And still believes in a dream where he's going to make it through. That guy's a bit more determined. For something that's really personal. For military, for like wars, the guy with nothing to lose, fine. But that's the thing about it, even though people do sacrifice themselves for their country, they believe in something. So that is something to lose. If they feel like if they lose this war, they lose their country, they lose their families. So I think it's always the man with something to lose that you ought to be afraid of. And I think that's the real shiz. You know, every person has a value on that. My nude value, I'm going to tell you, if I throw a number out there, 3,000. I don't have much. If I had more money, I'd up the price, but I also have money like that. So I can't get blackmailed. Like, getting blackmailed is like the worst thing that could happen to me. For a guy who can afford to give away $6,000, I don't know. I don't see. If he's got $6,000 lying around that he has for blackmail money, I've got questions. I got some real questions. What's his job? What does he do? And how does he do it? And if, now keep in mind, what if he's part of like a secret group that has a lot of cool, big money things, you know? He's in with a certain crowd. Those news got released. Gone. But I don't think anyone would give him shit if they were released. I think he'd be taken care of. I think people would sympathize with him a bit more. So I don't know if he had anything to fear. But it is the vulnerability. And maybe the dude ain't packing either. You know? How gross is that body is the question. Now, their scam wasn't a bad scam. But when you involve kidnapping, now you've got a problem. You know? In hindsight, if everything works correctly, you should be fine. But kidnapping is just unpredictable. Hostages just do as they please sometimes. If they don't think you're going to kill them. And I'm pretty sure he didn't think they'd kill him, but I think the nudes were the real seller here. And you don't want to get into a domestic spat the day after you've almost committed a robbery. Because you never take a person at their word, they're not going to report it. That was dumb. And it's kind of hard to blackmail politicians now. So you kind of have to start blackmailing the everyday person. Politicians get away with so much now that I don't know if they really have to worry about being blackmailed. Donald Trump said grab him in the pussy and he became president. So, guys have cheated on their wives while they were sick with cancer and they're still in power. So now blackmailing the everyday citizen shouldn't be hard, because if you think about it, dig up somebody's old tweets and hold that against them. Because you can still find people's Twitter archives. Why did I say it like that? Archives. That's how human beings say archive. Archives. But you can do that. I don't know if you get 6,000 for a Twitter feed, but it depends on what's on that Twitter feed. If it's horrendous, you can probably get about 10K. 6K maybe. I don't know. All depends on what the job is. Are they a social influencer? Because the truth of the fact is, how many times has PewDiePie said some wild shit and he's fine? He's still making millions and millions of dollars. Logan Paul, who we respect on this show, top grifter of all time, in my opinion. At least one of them, he was doing that Suicide Forest thing and he's still making money. So it's not impossible to continue. Not impossible at all. This is why we got to figure out what our scam is. And our scam is really what we like to have someday called a Patreon, where we maybe offer them an extra episode, maybe. Don't give me that look. You don't get paid anything and you're overpaid. That's the wild part, Bobby. That's the wild part. This internship should be working out just fine for you. It qualifies for your media degree. I'm sorry, I shouldn't shit on that. I have a video arts degree. Video arts and technology. My professor once said I have a gift for things that need to be seen. But then I look at the viewership on this show and the numbers, and I don't think I do. Maybe. Prove me wrong. I gave you the Twitter earlier at TWEID show on Twitter. I prefer Instagram, if I'm being honest with you. This one dunks on Instagram. Yes, I am now promoting the socials. People have been telling you for a long time, I don't promote the socials enough. So I'm promoting them now. Does that make you happy? There, I'm done promoting the socials. Maybe I'll promote them some more later. Maybe you have to pay me to not promote these socials. That's the blackmail now. Not to annoy you. Give me money so I can promote real things. I'll promote your business. Pay me. I don't care what you do. Are you a human trafficker? Okay, that's a bit much. All right. But I think I can make a compelling human trafficking commercial. These kids will have homes. They'll be fed, kind of. Taken care of. Learn a sense of community. Nah, it's terrible. You can't sell human trafficking that way. Though I'm sure some have tried. And some politicians do. The episode that kind of got the other ones taken away was about human trafficking. The They Took Johnny episode. If you haven't watched that documentary, you should watch it. It's horrifying. Plenty of blackmail there. I wish they had blackmailed us. I would have done anything to keep those episodes up. But what can you do? What can you do? But blackmail. I don't even like the name blackmail. It's kind of racist. I haven't looked up where blackmail comes from. We should. But are we gonna? Yeah, we're gonna. That's what we gotta start doing now, Bobby. We gotta start saying we're gonna do things and follow up on them. It's how we build up authenticity, I think. Even though my co-star app the other day, yes, I had a co-star app because I find astrology very funny. And me and my girlfriend like to compare the horrible advice, or essentially the anti-relationship advice it gives us. The other day it said authenticity is a lie. And you know what? It could be true. It can be true. Think about all the most authentic people you've seen on social media. How full shit are they? Really look at it. The Rock is full of shit, but he's so authentic. He's so him. He's full of shit. All due respect. Great grifter there. But most of the great grifters are full of shit. All the, influences and all that. All the authenticity is kind of fake and pre-planned. Okay. The word blackmail is variously derived from the word for tribute. In modern terms, protection, racket. Paid by English and Scottish border dwellers in border rivieres. Look at me saying words. In return for immunity from raids and the other harassment. The male was part of blackmail. The male part of blackmail derives from the Middle English word male, M-A-L-E, rent tribute. The tribute was paid in goods or labor. The opposite, blanche femmes, white rent. Well, it's fucking weird. An alternative version is that rents in the Scottish borders were often paid in produced land, called greenmail, suggesting blackmail as a counterpaid perforce to the Rivieres. You learn something. See, we're doing things on this show, and we could really use some money. We're educating, we're ranting, we're loving, we're laughing, we're learning. We're having an experience here in the darkness. You and me, and hopefully someday these beautiful birds will chirp. I forget the soundboards there. The birds are a good thing. The birds are a nice welcome addition. Maybe the birds will try. You know what we could have done if we were a good podcast? We would have had that for the Twitter times, or the Twitter mentions. Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll hit the bird, and then the Twitter will appear. I forget this mixer has a soundboard. We should do something with it. We should try to be better. Is all I'm asking from any of this. Do I have to blackmail you to do it? That's what I have to do. I don't think you would do enough for this show. I don't. So we will blackmail you. I don't know if what. You have nothing anyone could possibly want. And everything that is known about you is probably grosser than the secrets. So the secret probably is you're an actual person. Like, you're actually cool. Like, you're not this goof that stands before me or sits before me. That you somehow don't smell when you're at home. And you do take baths. I'll never forget that summer. Imagine having the smelliest intern in the world. That's what I had. And you couldn't tell him anything because technically it's against the law. But I don't care anymore. I don't. Sue us. If you're going to sue us, you can find us. No, I'm not going to do it again. That's too much. My blackmail price really depends on the things I'm worried about. So yeah. Am I blackmail worthy? I don't think so. I don't think currently I have anything anyone could possibly want. Nor do I think I ever will. So that's good. I'm kind of blackmail proof. That guy who easily had 6K must have something to lose. They really didn't get into who he was. I find that interesting. They didn't really supply many details about who he was. I'm thinking he pays to keep it that way. He's a laughing stock of Skull and Bones now. A place that has the Bushes as members of their group. And that should be comedy enough. But no, our 6K man is now the new laughing stock. Blackmail, it'll get you. It'll get you. But, like we always say, or at least we started saying today, you gotta get scammed. You gotta allow yourself to get scammed. It's the American way. The economy's tough. You may not need that money. So give it to someone who does. Someone who's willing to commit a crime for it. Put it all on the line. Working a hell of a lot harder than you are, if I'm being honest with you. Planning a crime is difficult. Don't ask me how I know these things. I just do. I surround myself with interesting people, Bobby. Planning a crime is a commitment. And maybe they should have your money. Because let's be honest, what's your commitment to going to work? You go because you kind of have to. Yeah, you can add survival to it, but you ain't trying to survive the way the scammers are. Hey, maybe Aries Spears is getting blackmailed by Lizzo. I don't know. Would the white woman have preferred if the two black children blackmailed her for the $1,000 they stole? I don't know. But this is the era of the scammer. And I appreciate it. For a long time, only big banks got away with it. Now the everyday person, if they're smart and have a little ingenuity, a little imagination, can be a great scammer too. It's a scammer's paradise. Who knows how long it'll last? Who knows what's next? And I guess the universe of scams. How far can they take it? What could they innovate? It's a beautiful industry to get in now. You know, get it on the ground level. It's a beautiful time. America is getting scammed again. And the last time we were getting scammed a lot, the 90s. Telemarketers, credit card fraud. Wasn't the 90s fun? Maybe we'll get good music again. One can only hope. But then again, I think we all know how this one is going to end.